So today we are going to talk about subjects, verbs, and sentence errors. So you can see in this picture that a person asked the question that, are you the new English teacher? And the woman replied, yes, I are. So this is an error. The correct reply will be, yes, I am. So here we can see an example of a grammatical error in the newspaper. The Blues had a baby and they called it rock and roll. And the father was Chuck Berry. So this is an error. This and the father was Chuck Berry. So it's not a complete sentence. This grammatical error is known as a sentence fragment. So this is an example of a sentence fragment. What is the definition of a sentence fragment? It's a phrase or clause that is punctuated and capitalized as a sentence but does not constitute a complete grammatical sentence. So avoid using such sentences. And the sentence like, and the father was Chuck Berry. This is an error. It's an example of a sentence fragment. So you need to write a variety of compound, complex, and simple sentences. So now you can read this. It's a news titled City Event Flows with Its Strategy. So in the second paragraph, but it also include programs that seem quaint by comparison, such as, so in this example of poor grammar, we can see that the letter S has been left off of the word include. Because of this error, the subject does not agree with the verb. So it should be includes, not include. And because of this error, the subject does not agree with the verb. So, and we also need to avoid writing wrong spelling. We don't need to make spelling mistakes, so we need to check whether the spellings are correct or not. So you can use a dictionary if you are not sure about the spelling of any word. And then read the second paragraph. Regular guests of Doheny Blues Festival will see the return of Omaga's back porch stage, his small house built to look like an authentic Delta blues. This portion of the sentence has the wrong placement of the words. The phrase should read, he built a small house, not he small house built. This grammatical error is due to typing mistake as well as poor proofreading. So when you write your essay, reread your essay so that if you find any grammatical error or any spelling mistake, you can correct those errors. So here in this email, we find a spelling mistake. Articles. The spelling of articles is not correct. So we need to avoid making spelling mistakes. This is an example of poor grammar. And there is a spelling mistake. So we find a spelling mistake in this email as well. So let's see these examples. These are some statements from Bush. So this is Bush-like grammar. I'm telling you, there is an enemy that would like to, like you can see the sentence structures, like the the tense, and I have been in the Bible every day since I have been the president. So you need to use good grammar without making any, like, you need to compose grammatically correct sentences and avoid making grammatical errors and spelling mistakes. So, what makes a sentence? A sentence must contain a subject, a verb, and it must stand on its own, make sense all by itself. A subject names who or what the sentence is about. It is always a noun or a pronoun. Nouns are person, place, or thing. Pronouns are like replacement words, like he, she, they, it, their. While subjects and nouns are related, they are not the same things. Nouns name, they can name a person like Chuck Norris, a thing, for example, zombie, a quality like mystery, a place, for example, Fanshawe College, or an idea, success. The subject is the noun or pronoun in a sentence that is doing or being something. There can be more than one subject. To find the subject, ask who or what is doing or being. So, what is a verb? A verb is an action word or a being word. Action, for example, jump, sing, drink, talk. Being, also known as a linking verb, includes is, were, become. So, what are helping verbs? A verb is not always a single word, it can be a group of words. No verb preceded by to is ever the verb of a sentence. To write, to speak, to run away from Chuck Norris. These are infinitives, subjects or objects, but never verbs. To write, Dave must distract his cat from biting him. Helping verbs are connected to the main verb. The complete verb in a sentence contains the main verb with any helping verbs. These are some common helping verbs. All forms of to be. Am, are, is, was, were, will, be, have, had, mean. Can, could have, do, did, have, had, may have, might have, ought. would have. So we have already studied that what is an independent clause and what is a dependent clause, and what are subordinating conjunctions. Some common subordinating conjunctions are after, although, as if, because, before, even if, even though, if, in order to, since, though, unless, until, whatever, when, whenever, whether, and while. So, what is a sentence fragment? A sentence fragment is an incomplete group of words. Remember, a sentence must have a verb, a subject, and must not be a subordinate phrase. It cannot be a dependent clause. Start with words like when, while, since. A fragment is a word group that pretends to be a sentence but really is not. Two kinds are missing piece fragment. The main subject or the verb is missing in this case. The second is dependent clause fragment. The sentence is made dependent by use of a subordinate conjunction. Missing piece fragments. Going to the fair, no subject. To the wall, no subject or verb. The cat being a feline. Unresolved dependent. An individual who can accept responsibility and supervise. No verb. Empathy, unnecessary and important quality. No verb. Dependent clause fragments. A list of some subordinating words again, after, although, though, because, before, if, whenever, where, as if, as long as, rather than, when, while, why, whether, unless, until, so that, in order that, whom, whose, which, that. You can use these subordinating words when you're writing your essays. I hope that all of you enjoyed this lesson. And if you have a question, don't hesitate to email me. And please write grammatically correct sentences. And after writing your essay, read your essay again and identify grammatical mistakes or spelling mistakes and correct those mistakes and then submit your essay. And please submit your assignments and prompts on F4L. Good luck. Bye.